A silent collapse is at risk of spreading across America, and no one on television is talking about it. From Las Vegas to Key West, America is witnessing something unprecedented. Cities that were once bright with lights and bustling with tourists are now silent and desolate. Inns are closed, bars are sealed, for sale signs hang throughout the boulevards, resembling nothing more than a modern ghost town. This is no longer a warning. The tourism crisis has begun quietly but alarmingly, and along with it millions of families from small innkeepers, shuttle drivers to local guides are losing the only livelihood they ever relied on. A city exists, thanks to tourists. But when the tourists are gone, what will keep it alive? What will happen to the schools, pharmacies, post offices, restaurants? A quiet storm is sweeping across the United States, yet hardly anyone is talking about it. From the neon-lit streets of Las Vegas to the sunny beaches of Key West, places that once thrived on visitors are slowly going silent. This isn't just about empty streets. Millions of Americans who built their lives around tourism, the innkeepers, tour guides, shuttle drivers, and local artisans, are losing their source of income. Cities survive because of visitors. But when the tourists stop coming, what keeps them alive? Schools, pharmacies, restaurants, and post offices all face the threat of closing, while families struggle to maintain a life they once took for granted. Today, we'll explore 10 U.S. states quietly teetering on the edge, all because the industry they depended on has begun to falter. Even if you believe your state is untouched, some of these examples might surprise you, and number 6 may be a place you've planned to visit next. New Mexico has long been known for its breathtaking landscapes, vibrant art, and deep indigenous culture. Cities like Santa Fe and Taos once drew visitors eager to explore galleries, festivals, and artisan markets. But today, there's a noticeable emptiness. Shops close early, galleries are shuttered, and for sale signs line streets that once buzzed with tourists. In 2023 alone, New Mexico lost over $2 billion in tourism revenue. International visitors dropped by more than 60%, leaving many small businesses struggling. A 68-year-old former innkeeper shared, "I loved sharing my home and stories with guests. Now, I can barely keep the lights on. The tourists are gone, and with them, the heartbeat of our town." It's not just about money. Tourism preserves memories, culture, and community. Without visitors, the state risks losing a generation of local stories and traditions. If you've ever visited New Mexico, consider returning, not just to see the landscapes, but to support locals who keep culture alive through platforms like Airbnb, Golock.org, or neighborhood inns. Atlantic City, New Jersey, where the lights have dimmed. Once a symbol of nightlife and glamour, Atlantic City now just feels, well, abandoned. Iconic hotels sit vacant, billboards are faded, and the usual buzz of visitors has quieted to a whisper. Mr. Harold, age 67, ran a small amusement center for 15 years. He remembers we had thousands of visitors every night, then suddenly it stopped. No warning, no support, just nothing. Over 1/4 of tourism workers over the age of 55 in New Jersey have lost their jobs, a rate that's actually double what it was just a decade ago. Younger generations have left, taking with them the skills and traditions that were once passed from mentor to apprentice. Visiting Atlantic City now isn't about gambling, it's about helping family-run businesses survive. Organizations like Hospitality Strong aim to support local workers and keep tourism communities alive. Returning visitors can really play a vital role in preserving this once vibrant city. Vermont, the quiet ski towns. Known for its snowy peaks and winter resorts, Vermont now faces a growing crisis. Ski lodges are empty, snowmobiles sit idle, and Airbnb rentals just remain unused. One 62-year-old former host now lives out of her truck after being forced to shut down her property. Winter bookings have fallen by 72% over 2 years, while operational costs like electricity, insurance, and maintenance just keep rising. When visitors stop coming, a message is sent. Hospitality is no longer a reliable livelihood. For Vermont's next generation of entrepreneurs, this could be a warning. Returning visitors can help reverse this trend by choosing local stays, supporting family-run businesses, and, keeping Vermont's communities alive through initiatives like StayVermont.org and Small Host Helps. New Orleans thrives on music, food, and community, yet walk down Bourbon Street midweek, and you'll hear something unexpected: silence. Floods, aging infrastructure, and rising insurance costs have compounded a decline in international visitors over 4 years. Local musicians, who once defined the city's identity, are disappearing. A saxophone player explained, "I had to sell my saxophone. I couldn't choose between paying bills and keeping my art alive. Tourists are now spectators rather than participants in a living, breathing culture. Supporting local performers and family-owned inns can help preserve New Orleans' heartbeat for future generations. Wyoming, when the mountains stand alone. Wyoming's natural wonders like Yellowstone remain open, but nearby towns feel, well, deserted. Cabin rentals, small restaurants, and souvenir shops are really struggling to survive. The state's economy depends heavily on tourism, and when visitors vanish, local traditions and memories begin to fade. People who once shared these traditions leave, making towns quieter and honestly a lot more fragile. Visitors who care about these communities can make a real difference by returning and supporting local businesses. Alaska, ports in peril. Alaska's coastal towns, Juneau, Ketchikan, Skagway, are quieter than ever. Cruise arrivals have dropped more than 60% compared to 2019, and that's affecting flights, shipping, and local supplies. Whale-watching guides for generations had to shut down their business. His children moved to the mainland, leaving traditions, stories, and communities at risk. Tourism in Alaska isn't just economic. It's a lifeline connecting isolated towns to the wider country. Returning visitors can help keep these communities alive, preserving culture and nature at the same time. Las Vegas still shines from above, but, below the neon lights, the city struggles. Weekday visitor numbers are down, casinos are scaling back operations, and hotel rooms often remain empty, even with discounted rates. Workers who used to thrive on tips now depend on subsidies or, honestly, relocate entirely. The real magic of Vegas isn't just the bright lights, it's the people who create those unforgettable experiences. Supporting local shows, small casinos, and family-run businesses is what ensures the city's true essence survives long after the glitz. California still has those beautiful beaches, mountains, and of course, iconic cities, but rising costs have really pushed a lot of domestic travelers away. Hotels in places like San Francisco, Santa Barbara, and Big Sur often cost more than many locals can actually afford. While international visitors do arrive, they just don't replace those generational connections. Supporting homestays, guided tours, and local experiences lets travelers really reconnect with California's culture. And, well, platforms like TravelKind and Local Routes USA help tourists contribute in meaningful ways to the communities they visit. Hawaii's beauty, still remains, but tourism has actually declined by nearly 50% in just 3 years. Rising living costs, wildfires, insurance challenges, and efforts to reduce overcrowding have really changed the visitor landscape. These days, luxury international travelers pretty much dominate, leaving everyday Americans kind of priced out. But community-driven programs like Support Hawaii Locals and Aloha Back are working hard to rebuild tourism in a sustainable way, helping both residents and visitors enjoy the islands responsibly. Florida still shines with those beaches and sunny skies, but, honestly, skyrocketing hurricane insurance costs have forced families and small innkeepers to leave. A night in Miami can now cost 3 to 4 times what it did back in 2019, which is really pushing middle-class travelers out. The heart of Florida grows cold while the neon lights just keep on shining. Returning visitors who support local businesses and family-run hotels can truly help maintain community life and traditions. Across these 10 states, the pattern is pretty clear. Communities are losing more than just revenue, they're losing memories, culture, and those important connections. Tourism is no longer just an industry. It's become a lifeline that preserves local history, supports livelihoods, and keeps traditions alive. If tourism becomes a luxury, what happens to the families and towns that have depended on it for generations? Your visit, honestly, can... This isn't about blaming anyone. It's really about seeing a problem and finding ways to support the people and places that make these states special. Thank you so much for being with us and watching the video. Be sure to like, comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell icon to get new video updates. Your support is honestly invaluable to us. Thank you.